At the start of 2023, I decided to set myself some creative challenges to see if I could use this next year to discipline myself into becoming a better photographer slash video person slash storyteller, whatever, blah, blah. Wasn't so much a new year, new me as it was. I'd been thinking about it for a while, and being able to start on January 1st is a helpful way of measuring. I guess that is actually new year, new me. But anyway, in the next few minutes, I'm going to share the 3 different challenges that I've set myself for the year, the pros and cons of them, and what I think it's doing to my kind of creative habits so far. And maybe it would be encouraging for others to be able to set their own challenges if there's any areas in creativity or anything that they want to grow in. So let's have a look at them. So my daily challenge is to simply upload a photo every day onto the app Be Real. Be Real is like a super bait Gen Z, or Gen Z if you're English, app that makes you take a photo every day. It's just so your friends can see it. It only stays active for less than 24 hours usually, because the next day when you get the notification asking you to take a new photo, the old one disappears. You can see your own archive of images, but in terms of what other people see, the only time they can ever see it is in the time period from which you've taken it until the next day kind of runs out. So it's a great challenge because it means every day I get a chance to take a creative photo and just do something a bit different without the pressure of it standing to my name and being held against me in a court of law. I don't do anything bad on them. But my weekly habit, this is probably the toughest one of the creative disciplines that I'm trying to do this year. My weekly habit for this year is to take a photo every week and post it on my Instagram grid every Sunday, or if I'm running a bit late, I'll post it on Monday. Again, that doesn't sound like a big deal, but I've set myself a few rules in place which make this challenging for me. The first rule is that the photo has to be taken in the 7 days leading up to the Sunday. So it has to be a fresh photo. I can't just use an old good one from another time that, storing up the bangers or anything like that. It has to be a photo that I've taken in that week. And the second thing is that it has to be posted on the Sunday or the Monday. I can't delay it and go, you know what, I'm going to wait and I haven't managed to take a good photo, so I'm going to have to do this, tomorrow. The rule is I have to do it, and I have to do it that way. And the reason I've made myself this rule with it is that I'm trying to force myself to go out shooting more. I'm trying to make myself actually hit the streets and take photos. And I've given myself the gauntlet of it having to go on my grid, because it sounds a bit lame, maybe a bit millennial and a bit first world problems. But I care a lot about the photos that go on my Instagram profile for a couple of reasons. The reason that doesn't make me sound lame is, in my line of work doing video and photography, I feel like people judge, if they're going to click on my profile, they're going to look at the kind of personal work that I create, and that can often be a way that I pick up professional work. Like, I think a ton of people who hire me for professional work have probably first encountered me through my silly Instagram account. And so I always want to make sure that I'm only putting things up there that I'm proud of, that I like, and that complements the rest of the feed. And the second element, I guess it's kind of the same thing. The second thing is that, unlike Be Real, these photos are going to stay there. And for this year, I'm doing week 1 of 2023, week 2, blah, blah, blah. I'm hopefully going to get all the way to the end of the year. And my plan is to not delete anything afterwards. So I really want to have images that complement each other and that, work. And so the pressure for me is that I have to get it right every week. Otherwise, I could ruin a year-long project with an image that I'm not proud of. And maybe that sounds over the top to some people watching, but for some reason, I care about that. I think as a photographer or any kind of artist, what you don't include in your body of work is as important as what you do include. That's what curation is, like picking what's good, what belongs and what doesn't. And I think it's really important to get that right. So pray for me, pray for the team that I don't mess this one up. I'm on week 10 at the moment, and not gone wrong yet, but I've had a few close calls. The real challenge for me on this one is that I might have a busy week where I don't really have a time to go out and shoot something for something as worthless as my Instagram profile. So how am I going to come up with an image that looks good in time for it? Well, it's forcing me to be creative and use whatever is around me, which at the moment, in kind of traveling a bit, it's inspiring to be in new places and photograph new things. But it's still the same old problem in that I have to get something I'm proud of, and I'm quite a hard person to please with things. So this week, for instance, I'm coming up to the deadline of having to post, and I haven't had anything that I've been proud of to shoot. So this morning, I kind of just got up extra early, scheduled some time out of my day, and went out on a last-minute hunt to try and get some photos I like. And I think I got a couple that I'm happy with, so we'll see. I've still got maybe one other chance to try and get something right for this week's shoot, but who knows? The last of the practices is my monthly practice, and this one is actually nothing new. I've been doing it for 18 months already, and that is to upload a monthly vlog onto YouTube. Me and Paige started doing this in October 2021 because we moved out of our flat in England and we kind of started this new adventure, and we were sending out newsletters by email, but we just realized that there was probably more exciting ways to let our friends and family know what we were up to. So we started making these monthly vlogs, and it's been really fun. And again, I try and only use fresh material for it. I don't want to use stuff from the month before in it. I try and keep what happened in a month to the month. Not quite as religious about this because I don't care so much about what my YouTube feed looks like compared to my Instagram. Take that. Some fun little things about the monthly vlogs that you might or might not know. The font that I use is the London Underground font, and I specifically chose it because it was us leaving London and I wanted a little homage to home. For the first year of the vlog, I only used colour themes that were from the London Underground tube map. I've moved on from them now because I got bored of the same kind of, I don't know how many colours there was. I was having to reuse and I didn't want to reuse. They're probably the only fun things about it. Actually, there are a few more fun things. I always use the same artist for each of the soundtracks, so it might sound like the same song all the time, but they're all different, just the same guy. And with each thumbnail, I always take a fresh picture each month, and I place the writing of the month in the exact same spot on each one. I mean, I say fun things, no one probably cares about this, but I care about them for some stupid reason. But anyway, those are my 3 creative disciplines that I've put in place in my life this year, just to challenge myself to become a better creator, of photos and video and all that kind of stuff. Let's see if it works out. I mean, I'm posting this in kind of month 3 of the year, so far so good, but who knows how stressed out and terrible I'll feel about it at the end of the year. Hopefully not. If there are challenges or if there are areas you want to grow creatively, then my invitation would be set yourself some challenges, set yourself some rules, try as hard as you can not to break it. Go for it and see how your skills develop as you kind of put the pressure on yourself to have to create. It's like building muscle. If you do the work in the gym, then you've got the muscles to lift up something heavy in the real world when an unknown situation comes your way. For me, this year of challenges is a bit like putting in the gym work. I'm forcing myself to do it even when it's not fun, but hopefully it means on jobs in the future and on travels or just life in the future, I'll have the muscles to shoot the photos I want to shoot, create the videos I want to create, and tell the stories I want to tell without having to put the time in because I've already done it. So anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the monthly video that's probably going to come in the thumbnail right next to this. Bye. Oh, I have no idea if that was good or not, or how long it was. 14 minutes? No, that's terrible.